Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Firexfred. That is me, I am Firexfred. Today we have, in case you've been following this is actually the third game in the best of three. Both of these players tied up right now. We have Jimpo in the 3 o'clock position, the right position as our blue Terran player, and over here as the pink Zerg, we have Stephano, the Frenchman. In the bottom position, the 6:30 position, 6:30, 7 o'clock position. We'll call it 6th position. That's the easiest. Stephano, of course, from the team Millennium, the French team, along with the likes of Adele Scott. Adele Scott, a great Protoss player, great Protoss versus Protoss player, for sure. Very interesting style there. And Jimpo, of course, on SK Gaming. Jimpo is a Swedish player. SK Gaming, a little bit more known for their Warcraft 3 and Counter-Strike in the past, but Jimpo, of course, doing very well, I think, in the StarCraft 2 scene and representing them very well. We see this Stephano drone going out. I thought that might have been a hatchery, and Stephano is not going to like these positions. We are on Lost Temple, as you can see. And Stephano knows at this point that his opponent is not here, and he's about to find out that it is going to be close positions, and that is not going to be something that he will like, as close positions on this map are actually just so close. Here is your ramp here. Go slightly up here. Get your vision at the Zelnaga watchtower on the left there. And come right here and you're already in your opponent's natural. That is so close. Any sort of 2 racks pressure would be very good. And because of that, we see Stephano actually put down his spawning pool and his gas before the hatchery. We've seen him go for a 15 hatch every other game, but this game he looks like he's going to go for a little bit of more safe build, and he's going to get that speed out quickly and then expand off of a couple of speedlings. Meanwhile, TechLab actually going down for Jimpo. So where we'd usually see people put down 2 barracks and go for some very quick marines, we're going to see a little bit more of maybe a marauder push, which is not very common against Zerg. So most likely he'll just start getting out Stim or any sort of other upgrade. Actually, it's a Reaper, so not something we see very often, but definitely can be so good on this map with this ledge here, this cliff here. Cliffs basically all around to where you can jump in and jump out, causing a lot of havoc. And we do see that speed going down with the perfect amount of gas. That is the sign of a very good Zerg player, knows exactly what he's doing, and has his priorities straight. That's one of the things that you don't hear a lot talking about. By the way, a bunker going down. But your priorities in a game, what you absolutely have to get done, because there's always stuff that you can be doing, as everyone knows, but in what order is it actually best to do things? So that's something that you can think about in your play to help you improve a little bit. And actually Stephano doesn't see that until just now, and now this Reaper is already out, killed 2 Zerglings so far already, 2 more SCVs coming in, and this is going to be a lot of pressure for Stephano to hold off. Reapers actually do so much damage to buildings, as they do 30 damage, and they do a decent amount of damage to these light units. Being forced away by that queen though, Stephano's probably just going to wait for a little bit and wait for enough units to actually break this, as this hatchery can go down quite a bit before he really needs to start worrying about it. A lot of Zerglings coming out now, and a queen, so he's probably going to push now, and he does push out now. That's a lot of Zerglings getting a nice around, taking out the SCVs so that they cannot repair, and SCVs actually repairing each other. That's not what they probably want to be doing at this point, and this oh my goodness, he actually saves it. So Stephano still trying to take out these SCVs, using a lot of resources, 10 Zerglings on the way, as well as another hatchery actually on the way. So that bunker does go down before being salvaged, and these Reapers are going to be taken out by these Zerglings. They're jumping up and down, but the Zerglings are just everywhere. There are so many Zerglings now, even 8 more coming out right now, 4 more, and another hatchery actually went down for Stephano in the meantime. So Stephano, knowing that he has to do something to get ahead, as he was forced to build so many Zerglings. Let's actually take a look at the income tab, and 22 SCVs compared to the measly 15 for Stephano, as he was forced to make so many Zerglings. And now with this beautiful wall off, he's just going to be able to hold on forever. SCVs there preemptively. He knows he's ahead. All he has to do is keep ahead. And so those SCVs are there to hold off, to prepare and hold off any sort of thing. And wow, this Reaper actually scouts this base going up. see if these Zerglings are going to come out. These Zerglings with speed are going to be able to come out, and he actually cancels the hatchery and morphs into an extractor. And now those Zerglings with speed are going to be able to chase down that Reaper. He doesn't get a single kill, but he'd already done his job. He forced the cancel there. And now Stephano going to try and use those minerals for better causes, such as spine crawlers here at his main. He knows it is such a short rush distance, and Jimpo deciding to expand off this. A lot of times we'd see people just do a lot of economic damage and then force Stephano or force the Zerg player to be rebuilding drones, and in that time just build up a nice little force and push out with a solid timing attack that can hit very quickly due to the short rush distance. But Jimpo deciding to play it a little bit safer, going to get a command center, just going to take the amount that he's ahead and multiply it a little bit more, getting a ton of gas actually. Getting a ton of gas right now as he's only building Marines. He is building Marauder now, but he's only building mostly Hellions and Marines, so we're going to see what he's going to want to do with that gas coming up soon. In the meantime, Stephano has actually been able to catch up in the Harvesters as he's been droning very hard. He hasn't had a need to make units, obviously, because he has these Zerglings out here right now. That is 17, 18, 19 so far for him. Some nice Overlord placement, checking out everything. He knows that no expansion is down yet. Let's see his vision actually. He has some nice vision across the entire map, and we do see that this hatchery is almost done over here at this far position. I've seen this more and more lately on these close positions where at some point in the game, when your main and your natural are pretty much mined out, you just kind of move to the other side of the map, and it works out fairly well, other than having to rebuild most of your tech structures. It works out fairly well. So now a little bit of a push coming out here from Jimpo. A lot of Hellions to be able to deal with those Zerglings, and a couple of Marauders and Marines to deal with anything else, but these Spine Crawlers placed very well. Going to be able to hold off anything that Jimpo has right now. Jimpo wasn't meaning to really do anything with that push. He was just using it to push out a little bit so that he could put his command center down. His orbital command rather. But Stephano wise to everything going on right now with this very nicely placed Overlord. And Jimpo can actually see that Overlord. That's the beauty. You just put it right on the edge here. And you can see everything while he can't see you. A little bit of engagement there. A couple of Zerglings being roasted by these Hellions. Hellions pushing out now, looking for any sort of expansion. Let's take a look at the production tab. Do these have blue flame? I don't think they have blue flame. Nope, they do not. And a couple of SCVs and an engineering bay coming in for right now, and just finally a lair coming down from Stephano. So a very, very late lair. We're already up at the 60 food mark, at the 11-minute mark in the game, and just now getting a lair as well as a roach warren. And a couple more spine crawlers over here at this expansion, as this Hellion did scout it out. And he's going to need some defense now against these little ton of Hellions coming out right now. But not a lot of drones here, which can be killed. Oh, those two drones get roasted, and gonna place these spine crawlers in a little bit of better of a position. This queen might go down to these Hellions. Hellions don't do a lot of damage, but when there's so many of them and they're doing, there's really nothing to fight against them except for a couple spine crawlers. They can take out a queen or the likes. I've even seen them take out a hatchery before, sadly enough. Couple of bunkers here at the front for Jimpo. So yeah, and Baneling's being morphed in for Stephano now. Let's see, what can I talk about right now? TL Open, this is the third game in a best of 3 from a match from one of the recent TeamLiquid Opens. We do see centrifugal hooks, glial reconstitution, and a lot of roaches coming out now, so Stephano might be trying for some sort of bust here very, very soon. Stimpack, combat shields, and infantry weapons level 1, as well as vehicle weapons level 1, just now being researched for Jimpo. Taking a little bit to research a ton of upgrades and get those upgrades really rolling. Scanning and taking out a lot of creep tumors, that is very, very beneficial to him. Reduces the amount of vision that the Zerg has, as well as his movement speed. But like I was saying, from the TeamLiquid Open, these games are just so good, and the TSL3, which the TeamLiquid Opens are a qualifier for, the TSL3 is just going to be so good. Really check out the TeamLiquid Open VODs, and definitely check out the TSL when it is coming out. I believe it's March 5th.